Buying a home is a process. I wanted to share with you a flow chart of some of the steps we'll be taking as you start this process. The first step in the home buying process flow chart is making that decision to buy a home. And what we're looking at is, are you ready emotionally? Are you ready financially to make that decision? I've come up with a separate video, the top 10 things to ask yourself in determining if you're ready to make that decision to purchase a home. So look for that video and ask yourself those questions. Then let's move to step 2. Step 2 of the home buying process is to get pre-approved for your mortgage, or to go ahead and get your letter of verification of funds from your bank if you're going to purchase with cash. But most people are going to get a mortgage, and so we want to talk about that step. Now, to get pre-approved for your mortgage, you will need to contact a lender. We suggest you talk to a local lender, and they will ask you about your financial picture. You will fill out a loan application. They will ask you where all you've lived over the last few years, where all you've worked over the last few years, how much you make, how much you owe. They will ask you everything about your financial picture. They will ask you for tax returns. So just be prepared to give them everything that you have about your financial picture. Then they will work closely with you to determine how much house you can afford, how much you want your house payments to be, what is realistic for you, and then we will proceed to the next step. Step 3 in the process of home buying is to have your realtor consultation. Now, what we can do is we can meet in person, or we can meet virtually. We can talk over the phone, and what I like to do is get an idea of the type of home you're looking for. Do you want 1-story, 2-story? Do you need a big yard? Do you want acreage? How many bedrooms do you need? How many bathrooms do you need? And do you want a pool? Are there any specific things that you are looking for, a gas range for instance? And let me make notes on my profile sheet and fill all of that out so that I can help you find the home you're looking for. What I do then is go into our multiple listing service, which I call our MLS, and then I program what you're looking for. What neighborhoods are you interested in? Is there a school zone that specifically you want to be in? And I can program that in and do a home search. Now, when we search for homes, we can see what is actively on the market with a realtor through our MLS. And I can email you those homes to preview, to look at the pictures. Also, I can set up an automated system where you will be notified by email, and I will at the same time, of any new homes that come on the market meeting that criteria that you have. So we can adjust that criteria. You may say, you know, I need to go up a little bit in price range, or I'm more comfortable going down a little bit in price range. Oh, wait a minute, we don't need that 5th bedroom. Let's look for 4 bedrooms with a bonus room. So we can adjust that and work through that process. And as you're looking through, you're making a list and saving your favorites of the homes that you want to go and take a look at in person. So that's our first initial consultation. Step 4 of the home buying process is, let's do this. Let's get started. Now, you've got your home search. We've been looking online through MLS, and you've been saving your favorites. Now, let's get out and go take a look at those homes. We will go through them, let you walk through, see the features, how they look, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and we will keep looking until we find it. I will keep you posted on the new homes that come on the market that match your criteria, and you can decide if you want to take a look at those, and we will find your new home. Step 5 in the home buying process is to be aware, learn the current market conditions of the neighborhood that you're looking in. Markets can vary from city to city. They can also vary from neighborhood to neighborhood. They can also vary from existing homes to new construction homes, even in the same neighborhood. As your realtor, I have researched and will continue to do so to determine the values as they relate to a current market analysis for the home you're looking at. Is it priced a little high? Is it priced right on market, or is it priced below market? And we can determine that by doing an evaluation. What has sold in the last 6 months, what is currently on the market and pending under contract, and that helps us determine the current market conditions. Step 6 in the home buying process is making the offer. This is a very exciting time. You have looked at all the homes and you've decided this is the one you want. So we will get together, write up the offer, how much you want to offer to pay, how much closing costs you want to ask the seller to pay, what are you willing to pay as part of the closing cost, do you want a home warranty, are you going to have additional inspections besides the general home inspection, are there any specific things that are important to you that we need to write in as contingencies. We'll write up the offer. If it's accepted, then we will typically close in 30 to 60 days. Number 7 in the home buying process is negotiating. Now you've made your offer and it wasn't accepted. Well, the seller has 3 choices when you make an offer. They can accept your offer, they can reject your offer, you don't want that, they just say no, no way, or they can counter. And typically we do see counter offers. So when the seller comes back and they say they won't take this price but they'll take this price, or other terms are negotiated, then you have those same 3 options. You can accept their counter, you can reject their counter, or you can negotiate. And normally we will negotiate and get it worked out. We may go back several times, but remember, we're looking at the market conditions. We're looking at what do these homes sell for? What's the market telling us? That helps you decide what price you're comfortable with and proceeding with signing a contract. On to step 8 of the home buying process. This is when your offer is accepted. This is an exciting time as well. This is when we really have to get to work and get your earnest money check delivered to the listing company. We schedule your home inspections and put those on the schedule. Then we also get the contract on over to your mortgage company, and that way they can begin processing the lending part. Okay, step 9 of the home buying process is finalizing your financing, getting all the documents that your lender needs, the latest paycheck stub, your latest bank statement, and we have your inspections. We get those reports back. We negotiate any repairs. I guarantee you there's 10 or 15 items that need to be looked at. How important are these? Maybe 2 or 3 of them are very important. That's where I will help you in negotiating these repairs. The next thing is, once we have removed the contingency of the inspections, negotiated the repairs, then the lender orders the appraisal. The appraiser goes out and determines the value for the lender. We've already looked at the value and the market analysis from the real estate perspective. Now the appraiser goes out and looks at it from the lender's perspective, and he will go inside of the home typically. He will measure the square footage, and he will do an appraisal and give that to the lender for them to process in the loan. Step 10 of the home buying process is getting ready to sign your documents and doing a final walkthrough of the property. Now, 3 or 4 days prior to closing, the lender will send you a closing disclosure. It's also called a CD. Now, this closing disclosure shows you everything about the loan, what your interest rate is, how much You're paying for the property, how much you're borrowing, how much your payment will be, your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And this is important that you get this several days before closing, have time to review it, and go ahead and sign it. The other thing we will do is a final walkthrough of the property. We need to go back through, let you take a final look, and make sure that all the repairs were done that the seller said that they would do, and that the house is in the same condition as when you had it inspected. The final step is you sign all the final paperwork at the closing, and oftentimes we are all together, buyers and sellers and realtors, and lenders are there sometimes, and the closing attorney, and sometimes we are all in this room together and you're signing it, and it's a very exciting time. It's still exciting if you're in a room just with your realtor or if you're signing remotely. And we are seeing a good bit of remote signing. So this is a time when you sign all the mortgage, you sign the note, you sign the deed, you sign everything to do with purchasing that property. Now, if you're getting a loan, this is usually a good little stack of paperwork. So you get your hand ready to do all of your signatures, and at the end of that, the keys are handed over. It is your property and you can move in. This is the most exciting time of all, and we wish you the best of luck in your new home.